Hi, welcome back. I'm so happy to be here with you. Another opportunity to connect and to share the space with each other at this moment in time, whenever it is that you are watching and listening. I am still under the weather. I've been coughing a little bit more, trying to release whatever is stuck in my system. It was quite a busy couple of days, so I didn't get a chance to rest, which I know many of you understand. There's not always a way to get what we need. Um, and so, just really grateful for this opportunity to connect with you here. And I was re listening to the video that inspired this 90-day adventure. And one of the things that really stood out was this idea of creating more than I consume. And the first time I actually heard this was in 2014. I was in a relationship, romantic relationship with someone who had made the decision to go on his own journey of discovery, um, taking several months out of the country. And one of the things that he had done was he had left these notes in his apartment that I would come by and visit and just make sure everything was okay. Um, but one of the sticky notes that I found said, create more than you consume. And at the time, I don't think I really understood what it was saying and what it could mean. And so, as that message has come up for me this year, as I have explored different ideas of community and ways to survive, live, thrive through political changes. One of the things that came up a lot was just this idea of creating, right? So, even the idea of creating a pantry that is well stocked with things that you could eat if you could not go to the store, or if you didn't have electricity, or all of your conveniences one day or for a few days. I think that was really eye opening. And, the importance of growing fruits and vegetables and things that you can eat and consume without having to go to the store, right? This is like built on that. But, um, like, are there items that you can grow? Um, Maybe herbs, maybe a simple fruit tree like a lemon tree or an orange tree. Um, And so I've had my mother has long ago planted her own orchard. And one of the rare, maybe not rare, one of the experiences that I have had, especially after my father passed, was harvesting. Harvesting the fruits of the orchard, right? And so she has a lot of autumn fruits. And so that includes both kinds of persimmons. She has longan, she has jujubes, she has star fruit, oranges, lemons, grapefruits, guava, avocados. Avocado tree is not wonderful. It's one of the later installments, but um, even that of like tilling the earth and watering and watching these plants that have been sustained for decades, to see how they are sharing their fruits with us and feeding us and our friends and our family and our acquaintances. um that idea of creating more than consuming And then, like, being able to think of consumption in terms of information, especially, being a Zennial, being someone who knew a world before the internet, before computers, and who has known a world with the internet, with computers, is I never really thought of information as consumption, right? Or shows as consumption. But, to be able to think of that kind of intake, that kind of input lately, this year, again, has really shifted something for me. And so, one of my dear friends had made the decision to take Instagram off of her phone. And so I followed after her. I was inspired by her, and it was something that really freed up my mental capacity. And so, consuming less images, less reels. I tended to follow inspirational content anyways, but just to be able to pause on that and hold off on that. And I used to watch different Vietnamese dramas with my mom as a way to bond, but the shows that we were watching ended and we weren't looking for something more. And so being able to shift in the evenings from watching TV to journaling to reading. And although, reading is consumption, being able to be intentional about what I read, though I have not been reading as much as I would like to, right? And so I suppose that this 90-day challenge is really to talk about the things that are on my mind and the things that I've gone through and the things that I've been impacted by, and with the hopes that sharing it with you might plant a seed or have you wonder about something. And so I hope that there is not only my ability to share my voice and take back some of the power that I had long since given up, but really, hopefully, inspiring you in some capacity, even if it's introspection, even if it's self reflection, even if it's a question that you ask yourself that you might get a different answer than you would normally, right? And so, creating these videos, sharing these videos is my way of practicing creating more than I consume. And I don't remember exactly who it was that said this, but um, I guess this idea that I've consumed enough and I've looked for answers outside of myself for so long that this is a time for me to really believe that the answers are within. Any answer that I've been looking for, I can find within me. And in embodying and taking that on, feeling that what I share can be of value. And so I hope that just thinking together or listening to my voice, maybe it can bring you some ease um, in a very busy day. If it's the way that I'm showing up and my energy, and you can feel the gentleness, or if there's any mirroring or reflecting that I'm doing for you in any capacity, I'm really grateful and honored to be here and to be able to share on your journey. Thank you so much for choosing to spend this time with me. And I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you have the ability to feel some sense of ease and some sense of safety, and that there is someone in your corner someone who cares about you enough to ask how you're doing or to reach out and check in. Um, and if not, I hope you consider that you have someone in me. And if you would like to reach out, feel free to do so. You can respond here in the comments, and I will be talking a little bit more about community because that's something that has been really important to me as I have continued on my journey, and particularly this year as I set it as an intention to build community. And so I hope in this space when we're together, I hope you feel loved for who you are in your wholeness, in your entirety. And if you haven't heard it, I hope you can hear it from me today. Who you are exactly as you truly are, is worthy of love. And I hope that we all continue to grow and lean into this because I believe it to be true. And in the darkness and the darkest nights, I hope it's something that I can hang on to as well. And so I'm sending you a big hug, and I hope that there is some light in your day today, and that wherever you are feeling a little more courageous to be who you truly are. And I look forward to connecting with you next time. Until then, please take good care. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye bye.